Oh, oh boy. Hello everybody, what's going on, and welcome to the redirect video for Let's Watch Attack on Titan episodes 60, 61, 62, and 63. Also, I guess this is season 4, I think? Season 4 episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think. Hope I got that right. Hello everybody, what's going on? It's been a little bit, but I'm happy to be back here with you all here today. This was actually supposed to go up like last week, but some stuff came up and slowed me down for an entire week. It happens. I'll talk about that later. So go in the description, click on the Dailymotion, Google Drive, or BitChute links, assuming they all work, and go check out these episodes. I do think in my last redirect video, in my last redirect video for Attack on Titan, I think I did talk about the episode. I'm not going to do that for this one because A, I really don't have too much to say. I feel like I really said everything I had to during the episodes, but I might do my little episode breakdowns once the plot gets a bit more going on. It's a bit simple currently, and I still mostly just have a lot of questions, but as the plot progresses, I might start talking about it a bit more. But for now, I'm just going to kind of leave it to whatever I said in the actual episode. With that said, go watch the episodes, because I talk about them after I watch them, because that's how I do things. Also, excuse me if my voice is a bit shot. I'm kind of sick right now. Don't worry, I don't think I'm dying, but I am a bit sick. Everything smells like burnt, like copper. I don't know why. I think I'm dying. With that said, yeah, go watch the episodes and do that, man. This week I am hoping to record some more cool stuff that should be working out, ideally. But you never know. This was supposed to be out like a week ago, and it wasn't. You never know. But ideally, that'll happen. So keep an eye out. Thanks for being so patient all the time with me taking forever. But thank you for being patient, and hopefully you enjoy these 4 episodes, because, boy, they were something. Oh, right, I forgot to mention. Episode 60. Episode 60 was technically a rewatch. So, if you're not interested in that, feel free to skip episode 60 and go right to episode 61. I do quite a bit of talking at the start of episode 60 about some things, because if you recall, when I first watched episode 60, I was actually kind of confused on what was happening. So I've gone back, re-watched a couple episodes, and now I re-watched episode 60 with some more proper context for what was going on. So maybe watch episode 60 if you want. I don't really pay attention to it too much, because I do remember the basic story beats. I mostly just kind of talked about what I thought was happening in the story, and what I've since learned, and the context that it gave me for episode 60. With that said, I would still suggest you watch it, just because I think it kind of flows better if you do. Plus, I do talk at the start of episode 60 a good bit about watching stuff and all that, but it's up to you. Episode 60 is technically a rewatch, so you don't have to watch it, but, you know, you do you. Oh, Jesus Christ. With that said, yeah, go watch the episodes. Thank you for being so patient. And yeah, here comes the update portion of the video, of the redirect. I don't know if I'm gonna have a ton to say here, but I am gonna have a little bit to say, so, if you don't care about update stuff, get on out of here, kiddo. But if you do care, stick around for a bit, and I'll be kind of just absent-mindedly talking. So, I don't have too much to say, but a few notes. Still planning on doing my usual, the plan I had in the last thing, which I believe was... What was the last thing I watched? Oh no, I'm forgetting. It's fine. But whatever I said I was doing before, I'm still planning on doing that. Watching Attack on Titan, Ouran High School Host Club, saving My Hero Academia Season 4, I believe, until the dub starts consistently coming out, and then somewhere around that, I'm going to jump back into Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood for the movie, and then after I do that and all the extras and that fun stuff, we will be jumping into a new series, which should be relatively short, and then into the 2003 Full Metal Alchemist series, because I'm fucking curious what they're gonna do with that. And yeah, that's the basic plan. Hopefully by then, Ouran's finished. Attack on Titan will probably be finished, or at least Part 1, I believe. Part 2 of Season 4 is coming out later, which, by the way, could they have not fucking called it the final season? I thought it being called the final season meant this was gonna be one long season, and then they fucking do the final season Part 2. It's like, fuck you, just call it Season 5 then, you fucking bitch. Anyways, go in the description, watch the episodes, and do all that. Thank you for being patient. So yeah, that's about it for that update for, like, scheduled programming. Keep an eye out for that. And with that, that's all of the main updates out of the way, but I do have one other thing to talk about, but I will warn you before we jump into it. It is a personal update. It's something about me, and it's not really important, so you don't have to watch this if you don't care, but I felt I needed to talk about it, because A, it might kind of, like, you know, make me feel a bit better, but also it's slightly relevant to my Let's Watches, vaguely. Not really, but vaguely. So if you don't want to hear me talk about something that's kind of a bummer, feel free to tune out now. No problem. It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, see ya. Hope you enjoy the episodes, and fucking tell me in the comments how I'm stupid, because I didn't notice Levi in the background of episode 62. I'm sure that happened. But if you are still here, I'm going to talk about something that's a bit of a bummer, but figure I should talk about it, because I don't know when else I'll bring it up, except for, like, an update video in the future, but that's not going to be for a little bit, so figure I'll do it here, I guess. Anyways, with that said, let's just fucking talk about it. One of the reasons I've been so fucking slow, at least for this past week, was my cat, who you occasionally hear in the background of Let's Watches, especially my older ones. I think if you go and you watch I technically don't have the Hunter x Hunter archive up, but that will be going up sometime soon. But if you go back and listen to my archive of Hunter x Hunter, Code Geass, things like that, you will hear her kind of just screaming in the background, and I'm sure she's screamed in my Full Metal Alchemist videos every once in a while. You may have just heard her meowing, doing whatever the fuck, scratching on chairs and stuff. And I always kind of just go, "Kitty, shut up," and just, like, scream at her, because she's very loud. But this past week, she sadly passed away, and that was kind of tough. Kind of tough. It was very tough. I'm a pretty... what's the word here? I like my solitude, and as a very introverted person, I find I really connect well with animals, especially cats. I don't know what it is. I've known a lot of dogs, and I love me some good old doggies. But something about cats have just always hit with me personally, and Kitty, which was her name, I think you would probably catch on to that if you ever heard me screaming at her. I would scream like, "Kitty, shut up." But yeah, like, I've always been really attached to cats, and I even take care of stray cats outside. I don't mean to, but they're here, and I'm not just gonna not feed them. It's a bad plan, but I do it. I don't mean to, it just happens. Anyways, don't scream at me. I know you're not supposed to do that, but I do it. Anyways, yeah, she was really like a part of my family and my world. So losing her was tough. It was a tough day. And not to go into not to go into too much detail. It was difficult, and I just kind of had to take a second, which sucked because I knew it had been so long since the last episode I put up. And I was like, fuck, I need to put up the redirect. I need to record and edit and upload the redirect, but I just couldn't, you know, I was kind of preoccupied in other places, so I just kind of put everything down, held off for a bit, and I'm feeling good enough to come back and actually hopefully get some shit done now. But yeah, that was pretty tough, and I just wanted to kind of bring that up as a bit of an update on me, because doing these YouTube videos has always kind of been subconsciously a way for me to like kind of document what's going on with me, but it's also been I feel like it's important to, not important, but I feel it's worth mentioning to bring that up, so that if you ever were to notice, hey, your cat stopped fucking meowing, that's why. Anyways, lots of rambling going on here. Don't have a lot to say. Just wanted to bring that up and let everyone know about that. I'm actually doing pretty good, so you don't have to worry about me going MIA for months, because I'm sad. I'm doing pretty good. I'm actually pretty proud of how I've been able to cope with things. It may seem a bit extreme to be so upset over a cat, but man, this is a fucking crazy cat, I'll tell you what. She puked on my floor all the time. And it isn't like she was sick. She just always puked ever since she was like really young. She would just fucking puke because she eats too much, and then she would puke it up. It was such a pain in the ass to have to clean it up all the time. She was a pain in the ass. But she had a lot of personality, so she really kind of dug her way into your soul. And having her gone is very jarring, especially when I'm sitting here recording, and it would almost become second nature to look over my shoulder and see if she was doing something or scratching on something, or you know, just coming over to scream because I knew I would have to kind of quiet down or do something so she wouldn't do that, because then I would have to pause the episode and tell her to stop, and then it would be a whole thing. So it's almost become a subconscious action to look for her as I record, and to look around and not see her is pretty jarring and sad. But yeah, I just figured I should bring that up. It's also partially to like help me cope, because I feel like bringing this up will help me kind of, you know, help it set in. I think one of the hardest parts in this entire process is just having it actually set in and feel real. So this is hopefully a step towards that. Once again, I feel relatively fine, but that also feels like one of those things where the shoe has to drop at some point, right? Am I going to suddenly not be fine? I don't know. But anyways, now I'm just rambling about who knows what. With that said, thank you all for listening to me ramble on about my fucking cat. And yeah, thank you so much for being patient and always being patient. Been a fucking wild, like, past 2 or 3 years for me. Honestly, past 4 or 5 years. I need to re-upload all my fucking update videos. I really need to, because there's so much documentation that has been lost on the other channels of, like, me just discussing things in update videos. I really should do that at some point. I'll do it later. Anyways, now I'm just rambling about plans to upload my redirect, so let's end it here. Thank you all for being so patient, thank you all for being so supportive, and hopefully you enjoyed these episodes. I wish I could get more out right away, but I will hopefully be recording more soon this week. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode of whatever comes next, which will probably be more Attack on Titan, probably, but maybe Ouran High School Host Club, we will see. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you for watching, and thank you for being so patient. Thank you, and goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. I did the redirect, now I need to edit and upload this. Fuck.